we can't build habits January 1st and expect it to stick. We have to start now.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
So this year I wrote a lot of goals, everything on my vision board, on my mood board, everything like that. And by the second month, I was not even doing it at all, like nothing on it. And you know, obviously this year has been hard. I'll probably talk about it like towards the end, but a recap right now, there was a death in my family at the beginning. There's also someone very close in my family that was just like medical, and it was just like attention there. So I feel like all of my goals and stuff went out the window, which this is a valid reason. So if you're going through something like that right now, don't try to like push yourself, kind of like be hard on yourself to like stick to those goals. But that was my year, and by the 4th month, you know, everything started slowing down, cooling down, everything was, you know, getting back to normal habits and routines. I was like, what happened to my 2023 goals? If I started months before January 1st, I feel like I would have had that habit, because it takes 30 days to build a habit. Once the first came, it would have been easy, because I would have already wrote it down, because those 3 months was like, you know, a trial where you can skip some days, you know, you're just trying to build that habit and discipline. So that's what we're gonna do. A lot of these things I'm about to tell you, it's also on my list. So some of these things I'm working on it. I'm gonna need your feedback too on this one, but a lot of these things will really prep you for 2024 to become your best self, to elevate yourself, how you look, how you live. And also, if you're in like this transitional phase, start building habits that what your future self would do. So think about it, sit down and be like, okay, my higher self, what would she do? How would she wake up? This, what would she eat? How would she respond to things? What books would she read? How would she walk? What would she dress? Everything. Writing it down on your notes, it's so important, because you could go back and you could see the date and you'd be like, oh, this is what I wrote, and look. And then when you become your higher self, it's like, it's coming true. So let's start on these tips. Tip number 1 is have a solid morning routine. This is so crucial and important to set up the rest of your day. I actually discovered this like a month ago. Sunlight, water, and movement the first 15 minutes of your day. I'm gonna try that. I haven't tried that for a long time, but that sounds pretty valid. But I'm gonna add one more right before that sunlight. I'm gonna say God, sunlight, water, movement. So as soon as I wake up, I pray, I'm thankful for the day. Talk to him before doing anything else. Then I sleep. This is where I sleep. And if you see, the sun goes that way, so I always turn the blind so that when I wake up, the sunlight is right on my eyes. You even wake up before 7. There's these hatch lamps that I've been seeing all around, and I haven't tried it, but I know Amazon has ones that are like, you know, more affordable, because I was trying to pay $200 for an alarm. But another thing is, don't touch your phone as soon as you wake up. You're more sensitive to bad news if you wake up and you check your phone, because it's like so many things in your head. You're just waking up. It's like a vulnerable state. So once you wake up and you start checking things and you get 5 different emotions in 1 minute, that's not good for you. You just woke up. You're already in a vulnerable stage, and you gave yourself anger, sadness, happiness, anxious, nervousness. Like, it's just everything in your head. So don't touch that phone for at least 15 minutes. I have trouble with this. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. When I wake up, I always think, okay, what do I have to do? Well, who do I have to contact? What do I have to post? There's so many things running across my head. I just want to go and check it. But I've been learning that if I have my iPad doesn't have no social media, nothing like that. So if I have that right in front of me with my Kindle has my devotional book. I do my devotions, everything. I'm not distracted. That helps me so much. As soon as I wake up, I always connect with God, because that's so important to me. I feel like that relationship is my priority, number 1 priority in this entire life, okay? If everything's taken and that sticks, I think I'll be good. I know I'll be good. But I do devotions. My favorite devotional book right now is called Hope Speaks. It's like this beige color. Each day, it's almost like a view of Jesus speaking to you directly. And it's not like, this is a Bible verse, this is what you should do. It's almost like that Bible verse of that day, how can he speak it to you, to your life? Another thing I'll say is journal. Before you even start your day, I have a section where I do my crazy faith. So everything that I'm hoping for, even if I've never seen it, nothing, because that's what faith is, I write it down. If I could just show you everything I've written through the past like 4 years, I can say 80% has come here it gives you hope because you're like, if God can do this, he could do anything else. The morning is just a very vulnerable time. It could be 30 minutes to an hour. However you get ready, have that solid morning routine so that the rest of your day is just better. You are ready, prepared, and that morning routine just solidifies your whole day. Like that, just every single day. It doesn't even have to be long. My morning routines actually last like 15 to 30 minutes. The second habit to build is smell good all the time. Even if you're not going anywhere, even if you're at home the whole day, make sure you smell good for you and you just feel better. That's one thing about, I'm so big on smells and perfumes and scents and all of that. And then ask yourself, what would your higher self smell like? You. This is the future, insert your name. How would that person smell like? I feel like with me, it's like clean. For every day, it's like clean type of smell. So that's what I'm trying to practice now. Trying to figure out cleaner smells where it's not too harsh, like light, clean smells for every day. And then like big events, I see me wearing like musky, or it doesn't even have to be. You don't have to even do base notes. You could be like, this smells expensive when I go to birthday dinners. And then for every day, I'm just gonna smell very light, clean, laundry scent for you. Personally, I don't like it, but you know, whatever your higher self would smell like, start practicing that. You don't have to own expensive perfumes, none of that. And you can even keep it simple. Your higher self smells good. It doesn't smell bad. There. You don't even have to apply perfume if you don't like it. Shower daily, oral hygiene daily, floss, mouthwash, oil pull if you want. Just doing extra things to just elevate your hygiene, appearance, just how your higher self would be. You just gotta start those habits. The next habit to build before 2024 is to listen before speaking. This has helped me in so many situations. This has saved me in so many situations. I mean, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm actually an introvert, so I do better when I'm by myself and I recharge when I'm by myself. And anytime there's like a party or there's a gathering with friends, I have to go to the bathroom at least one time an hour. I literally sit down. People think I'm using the bathroom. No, I'm just like standing. I just need to recharge. And I feel like when I'm with big crowds, I tend to stay quiet, observe more, listen. That's just my nature. But when I'm with like a couple of friends, I tend to talk. It just like gives me energized. I feel like that kind of comes easy for me, but I'm still learning. In everything you do, especially your life, keep it private. If something didn't happen yet and you want it to happen, keep that private. Just tell a couple of friends or sisters or siblings or somebody that you actually trust. Tell them, but even I'm not even gonna say all the time. Just if you have the need for like one person's opinion before you do something, or I say, pray about it. That's what I do in every situation. I don't know everything. I don't. Jesus does. I don't. So I pray about it before making any decision. And it's just like between me and him. Once it happens, then I tell like my close friends or anything, you know. The one verse that kept popping up in my head, and I found a different translation that's very interesting, is Proverbs 13:18. It says, listen before you speak, for to speak before you heard the facts will bring humiliation. Now when I saw that, I was thinking like gossip. Don't gossip. Like, if you hear something, keep that. Don't let that fire keep burning too. Because I know, like, especially us girls, we sit and kiki, you know? And so, but if that gossip gets somewhere with where, you know, you kind of switch it around and then it like travels, you could be the person that kind of stops that. Another thing I'll say is, I've read a couple of books where they say like, pretend like you don't know and then learn again. So when somebody tells me something that I probably heard before, I sit and listen like I've never heard of it. Because I could get a different perspective. I could get a different something that would just elevate your life. So listen before speaking. This next habit, I actually currently need to work on it. Fix your spending habits. I've actually started noticing this, but anytime I'm sad or just I'm not having the best day, I go on online shopping and say, bye. I don't even think about it. If you can open my Safari right now, I'm actually gonna do it right now. You can see how many things I have in cart. Yep, I don't even wanna say it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things. I have Skims Honor Active, Jaded London PLT, Looks to Kill, and Lorvay. And inside those carts, I already have glasses, jeans, sweatpants, workout clothes, already set. So when my paycheck comes, put in my savings, do that. Whatever I have left, I already have something to spend. So that's not a good habit. I mean, I guess like planning it is good, but I just tend to spend my money like this whenever I get it. And I'm really trying to learn. That's not gonna help me or you. It's not. So instead of running to online shopping, really think about it. sit with your feelings and emotions, write it down. Why do you feel this way? Why do you feel nervous? Why do you feel anxious? Why do you feel sad today? I love shopping and everything, and I'm not telling you don't online shop, don't do any of that, because I'm not gonna do that, okay? I'm not gonna tell you advice that I'm not gonna do. But I think the most important one is save, invest, but give. Give what you can. I feel like holding on to money just doesn't get you anywhere, you know what I mean? And it's not to get back. Don't make that the intention where you give and you're like, okay, if I give this much, God will give it back to me. Give from the kindness of your own heart. Think about others that are not in the same situation as you. Another thing I'll say is steward your money. However way you spend your money, however much you have in your bank account now, is how you're gonna spend it when you become a millionaire. And I'm saying when because we're both gonna become that, okay? So however you spend your money now is how you're gonna spend it later. Do you spend it all on clothes? Do you spend it all on unnecessary things? Do you even not have anything by the time your next check comes? Listen, when we become millionaires, do we want to spend that million like this? You know, I don't even know if we'll get there with this type of habit. The next habit to build before 2024 is to rest. Have some type of routine where you rest. It could be once a week. It doesn't even have to be the same day, just once a week where you're just not doing anything. You're resting. There's this thing called active rest where you're doing stuff, your hobbies basically, and that's a way of resting. You could dance, you could go to a dance class, learn a new instrument. That's like active rest. Do whatever you want and just sit in your house and rest. Watch 10 movies. Have a movie marathon, have a show marathon where you're just sitting down not doing anything. You need rest to be recharged. Same thing as sleeping. If you don't sleep the next day, you're not gonna function the best way. If you can't find rest in the situation or the season that you're at, ask for it. Matthew 11:28 says, "Come to me who labor and heavy laden, I'll give you rest." So set aside a day. It doesn't matter which day. Just be like, this day I don't touch my phone. This day I'm just gonna rest. This day I'm gonna go out with my family, go hiking. I'm gonna do this with friends. And it's just like active rest where you're not picking up your phone, you're not recording, you're not doing none of it's for you. That will recharge you for whatever you have to do for the next week, whatever you have to do for the next day, whatever you're trying to create. Another thing I'll say is like, once you sit in your own thoughts, you tend to be more creative. So like once you log off your phone, let me talk from my experience. Once I log off my phone for a day and I'm not touching social media as much or anything like that, which is hard for me because that's my job. But if I'm not touching it or even scrolling, I tend to be so creative. Different content comes to my head, different things I should do, different edits, different ways to film. And it's like, there's so much in our brain. Everything we have, it's already living in us. Just kind of laying down. But if you're sitting by yourself, you're bored basically. That's the best way. That, all the thoughts, everything that's in us that is trying to help our higher self or get to our goal, it's gonna arise. Both of us need to build. But I'm mainly talking to myself too, but it's to connect with others. Just actually talking to others, getting to know others. Make that a habit anywhere you go. I know a lot of us are hurt from like different relationships, friends, just people you met, acquaintances in college, just different people you met just walking around. You put your trust in them, they broke your trust and you're like, no, I don't want to meet others. None of that. The one thing I'll say with that is forgive them where you're at. If you can't forgive them now, feel the emotions, pray to forgive them, to get to a place where you actually forgive them. On the other side, if you're in the season of isolation, that means God put you there, or you're just going through the season where you're just like, the friends I have right now are not good for me, or the people I'm around right now are just not benefiting to where my goals are, like they're not pushing me towards there, and you're in a season of isolation where you're just like, you know, learning about yourself, you're gathering yourself, you're just trying to become your higher self, you know, to elevate your life. That's okay, because I know sometimes God puts us in like situations where we isolate ourselves to learn more, but it's called a season for a reason, okay? Your season of isolation should not be a lifetime of isolation. That's not gonna help you. So make it a habit to connect with others. And I know a lot of people say like networking, but it doesn't even have to be networking. You could be standing in line somewhere and asking. My friend does such a good job at it. If you're watching this, you know who you are. We would literally be standing in line and she'll be asking about like, oh, have you guys tried any of this stuff in the menu? She'll be talking to the line. I'm like, we all aspire to be her, because that's the connection we need. Instead of just like standing on your phone in line, try to connect with others. Try to like, it's hard, even for me. I'm saying it right now, but I'm talking to myself, okay? I'm looking at that rear view mirror. The next habit I actually added a couple years ago is to speak life to myself. And what I mean by that is the power of the tongue is real. Whatever you say comes true. It's whatever you speak will be covered over your life. Is it negative? Is it positive? If it's negative, it's gonna be covered over your life. If it's positive, it's gonna be covered over your life. Whatever you speak, it's so important to speak life to yourself. And an exercise I feel like that helped me, that might help you, is get some type of notebook, pen, write down, because you can text it too, but I feel like writing down kind of like connects you more. But write down all the negative things you think about yourself or somebody else has said about you. Everything. You could rip it at the end just in case you're scared someone else will see it. But write down all the negative things that's been said over your life that you think. It's just in the back of your head. Like every single day, there might be an insecurity where you're just like, oh, I don't like this, I'm this. Write all of it down. Look at it. Is that true? Like, really logically, is that true? Or is that something someone else has said to you? And if it is, switch it. What would, from that phrase, I am this, I am bad at this, switch it. I am this. I am confident. I am creative. I am enough. Everything. Switch that. Even if you don't believe it right now, that's okay. If you keep writing it down, keep saying it every single day, you will eventually learn that. Because you keep speaking it over your life. You keep speaking it. Eventually, it's just gonna sink in. And you're just gonna feel that, and you're gonna be that. And your higher self gonna get closer to you, okay? And one book I highly suggest to read for this part to be a habit is 4 Agreements. I love that book. I love it, and I'm gonna keep saying it because that gave me like a pivotal point of my life after reading that book. The 4 agreements are: be impeccable with your words, do not take anything personally, do not make assumptions, always do your best in everything. That book summarizes what could help you navigate through life, different ways how you respond to things, how you take in things. Those 4 things I've been applying into my life. I read this book 2020. When I say life-changing, like it was such a pivotal time. This time, like I wanted to renew, like I just wanted to rebrand myself. I wanted this new version of myself that I just wanted, you know? I started watching, being intentional with what I watch, what I listen to, how I engage, who I call friends, and acquaintances. That's also another thing too. And the last habit we're both needing to do is discipline yourself in everything you do. Discipline. Success, motivation won't give you success, because if you keep sitting down waiting for motivation, it's not gonna give you success. But if you're disciplined, if you have different things, if you know you're supposed to do this at 9 a.m., then 10 a.m. you do this, then 2 p.m. you do this, you drink water at this every 2 hours. And for this habit, the best book I feel like would help, which I'm actually listening to right now for like the 3rd time, is Atomic Habits. Atomic means little, so little habits that you add to your life to help you. It's just different ways to build those habits, and that book has helped me so much. He mentions like 100 different examples that can help you with it. Think about yourself in 6 months, 1 year, 5 years from now. If you keep up those habits that you wrote down that your higher self would do, and you keep doing that by discipline and not motivation, and every single day you get 1% better. In that book, he says every single day when you do something towards your goal, you're getting 1% better. So in a year, every single day, if you do 1% better, I think he said you get 37 times better or something like that. So whatever you do, whatever habits you're trying to really build into your life, especially for 2024, stay consistent to it by discipline, not motivation. Because if you can keep sitting down waiting for motivation, you're not gonna get that. And even if it doesn't feel like you're getting to your goals, every day working towards that, you're getting better, you're getting closer. And I didn't notice it until like one day, it just kind of like you just see your fruit and your everything that you put up to work. And I've seen that so many times this year, because I actually started YouTube 2019 and I did not see any progress until this year. And that was like 2019, 2020, 2021. For 4 years, I didn't see as like it, my views kind of stayed the same for 3 years. And it popped off the 5th year, which is this year. So you don't expect quick results. Something that's very valuable doesn't take, it's not a microwave. It takes a long time for something successful to happen. So keep going every day, 1% better, okay? And with all these tips and whatever habits you had, prep for 2024. Okay, we're gonna start now. We're not gonna start January 1st and make that mistake again. Okay, start your mood boards now if you want. I actually want to start doing that, like probably next month for 2024. Start it, because I remember making mine this year like the week before January 1st. That's not gonna work because you need habits to build habits. Like you need to start, you know, like a free trial before you actually go into the year. So hopefully those helped you. Let me know in the comments what other habits you're trying to build. So I'm gonna be down there discussing it with you. But hope you enjoyed this video and come again.